Good morning. It's a great day here on the railroad tracks.
Why are we on the railroad tracks? Because last night we slept pretty much on the railroad tracks.
We had a track on one side, track on the other side, trains on both, same time.
So today we're in Huntley, Montana, which is eastern Montana, and we're taking a drive down to Casper, Wyoming. So we're saying goodbye to Montana, to the beautiful nature that we saw. And maybe some unusual things that we participated in as well. Holy cow. What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, watch that first step. Just work your way right on right there.
But now we're heading into Wyoming, where we're going to spend the day going over to the Battle of Little Bighorn, and we're going to the Mint Saloon, which is a 1907 saloon. And then we're going to land in Casper. Where we're going to go, I don't know yet. We haven't figured out where we're sleeping.
So stay tuned, subscribe, get more of these crazy videos, and come along. Is it just me, or is there little to no realism associated with this? For the record, this breakfast has been brought to you by Gina Thorne, the most amazing cook person on the planet.
Breakfast before we left. We took showers today.
Oh, that really makes it a nice day. We do it like once a week, but oh, it feels good. And today we didn't even have to worry about the water being freezing, because we kind of wanted the water to be freezing because it's really hot.
Yeah, you can feel the temperatures getting hotter as we're going on through the day, and it's only 9 o'clock. Which actually, for us, we've been waking up at around 7:30 or so and letting the sun wake us up, which again happened today. But we took a nicer, slower kind of morning. Yes. So it's already a great start to the day. We're heading back into our major highways so that we can head over to Casper. Our first stop is Little Bighorn Battlefield, and I'm actually very interested in reading about this because I remember reading about it in grade school, but don't know much about it. So I know about Standing Bull or Sitting Bull. Is he sitting or standing?
He's sitting.
He was sitting. Sitting Bull. Yes, we started to watch a documentary.
His first name was like...
he was stubborn, and they thought he was dumb, actually.
Yeah, it was like Raging Badger.
We're going to go learn about them. The Crow Indians. We're going to be driving through Crow tribal community territory today. So, very excited to see that and also to learn more about the history. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
So, it might not be bad.
It's never good. It's never good when the check engine light is on. It's especially not good when the check engine light is blinking.
Yeah, I think when it's blinking, it's supposed to be more urgent, but this one just turns off. So
no,
come on, and it'll start blinking, and then it turns off. And...
So my job is to worry, and Steven's job is to just be like, nah, it's probably fine.
No, we have a limited amount of data in terms of dials and information, and according to all of that, everything's good.
My information is a check engine light that's blinking that says, do something about it. Well, we're not doing anything about it, so we're going to just kind of do what a Kramer would do on Seinfeld and see how far we go. So we'll see. So we're currently at Crow Nation, which is Crow Tribal Community Reservations. And so that's the property that we're on, or the land that we're on right now. So Stephen's getting gas, and we're about 15 minutes, or 5 minutes actually, from the Battle of Little Bighorn Memorial. We're having some issues with our Jeep, and we're trying to find a place that will take a look at it today. It still runs, but we are, me more than Stephen, concerned about it not running in the middle of nowhere. So we're trying to find a place to get it checked out. What does this thing do?
That is, it does a diagnosis of what's going on with the vehicle.
And it came back with what as the answer?
Cylinder 5 misfire.
That sounds very technical.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the Battle of Little Bighorn Memorial, and this park doesn't allow dogs out of their vehicle. So we're going to make this a quick trip, but every time we have to leave Hugo in the car, we always have to leave him with water, and of course the windows roll down. So yeah, so you can see he's very well shaded, but more just he wants to get out and run. So we'll try to make this a quick trip, but this is typically what we have to do when we come to any state parks or national parks that don't allow dogs.
Now, I want you guys to think as we drove up.
What are you finding out?
Just learning about the Native Americans themselves and what their life was like prior to us entering the scene.
There's some very cool drawings that were done by the scouts, and they were done in the 1930s, showing what happened during the battle. It's very cool. One thing we learned is that in 1991, they changed the name of this national monument from the Casper National Monument to Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument, in response to the fact that this was a battle that was done between both the United States military and those that were lost from tribal communities, from the Lakota, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho. And so I'm really glad to hear that they made that change.
Wyoming.
Here we go.
Going into Wyoming! Yay! That happened to be one of the coolest state signs I think I've ever seen.
Really? That was the cool sign. Well, hello, Sheridan, Wyoming.
Hello, Sheridan.
That's our car telling us there's something that needs to be fixed.
Still having
And we're just ignoring
cylinder 5 issues. We're not ignoring it. We're, making our way to a city so that we can address as needed when needed, as needed.
Address when needed as needed. Cowboy life, very cool. We're in Wyoming. I just passed a lady wearing a big belt buckle. Stephen, where are you going?
I'll meet you at the Mint.
Hey. We're at the Mint, which is actually a 1907 bar that used to be a speakeasy in the back, used to be an ice cream shop, and now it's a bar. And so the statement, "Meet you at the Mint," has become quite popular here, and a lot of cowboys used to come here.
Actually, around the world.
Around the world. So this is what it looks like.
This bar is the longest established bar in Sheridan. So it's an argument of whether it's the oldest. It's the longest open bar in Sheridan. 114 years, in 1907 it opened. The bar is lined with over 9,000 ranching brands, also on cedar planks, which just line the walls. They go all the way back into the office. So there's that. The ceiling is original. It's tin and painted over. But a lot of the taxidermy were done by original owners. They went to the Yukon for the Arctic fox, the goose, and the Dall sheep, and all of the white animals are encased in the glass because it used to be a smoking bar. About 5 years ago, we changed it to a non-smoking. Like that snake is a donation from Texas. It's over 8 feet long, 80 pounds. Yeah, so we used to have the one that's behind the elk that was up above the bar, but we had a couple Texans come in and be like, we'll show you a real rattlesnake. So yeah, so it's just a really old bar full of history. You know, we had documentaries filmed here, and the movie Wild Horses that was filmed in the 80s with Kenny Rogers was a scene was filmed here and in Sheridan, and he was thrown out of that front window in the movie.
So back in the day, this area used to be the speakeasy where everyone would come and have drinks until Prohibition hit, and then they had to shut them down. So in shutting them down, the bar decided to renovate, and they built these big, beautiful knotty pine booths for people to sit in, so that way they can drink and have food. But this used to be the pullback end of the speakeasy that used to be shut off, and it was very, very cool. We are experiencing some car issues that we are not sure quite what to do. We're gonna try and drive to Casper, which is our intended location tonight, and I called both Boondockers and Harvest Host, and there isn't anything in the area for us tonight. So we're gonna look up RV Parky and see if we can find a place that we can park in tonight, and then reassess whether or not we can drive tomorrow, which maybe not, which means we'll be delayed and have to look at maybe doing something a couple of nights in Casper and maybe Monday getting the car looked at.
Yeah, the only reason we're not getting the car looked at right now because it's Saturday afternoon in Sheridan and everything is closed. And everything's going to be closed all day tomorrow. So it's one of those things where you want to sit a day and a half, weigh that against more serious damage that can occur by moving forward to the next big city, which is 2 hours away. So.
Yep, so we're 2 hours or so away from Casper, so we're going to try and get that drive in and then find a place that we can set up for until, I guess that we'll get there about 3:45 or so, barring anything unforeseen. So fingers crossed, everything goes well. It's going to go fine.
Yep. We did finally find a mechanic who can look at the Jeep tonight because they're open till 9 p.m., which is fantastic. So then we just got to figure out what's going on. So we got to see if we can make it there. It seems like we can. We just have to, the engine's running at 4,000 RPM just to keep us going 60. We'll make it. It's good. Temperature's fine, oil pressure's fine, transmission temperature's good. So we'll make it. We'll make it.
Okay, update. We found a mechanic in Mills, Wyoming, which is right outside of Casper, and it's called the Backwards Mechanic, which sounds very disturbing when you think about it, but their concept and the model is quite cool. So you have the option of A, renting out one of their automotive bays and fixing your car yourself. B, you can work with one of their mechanics for $40 an hour. Or C, you can have them fix it for us. So can you imagine which one we picked?
I was going to just do it myself.
We're going with option C. We're gonna have them take a look at it. They're open till 9 o'clock. We did find a campground. It's a little pricier. Actually, it's much pricier.
We're trying to take advantage of some time in the car while Gina figures out how to use her fancy gimbal.
I think one day Casey noticed that while he might.
Okay, here we are in Casper. We finally made it, and I had a goal that if we could get at least 10 miles outside of Casper in case we broke down, it wouldn't be that expensive. and we made it to Casper. We found a place to take the Jeep. We found a place to sleep tonight.
We have a fly in the Jeep.
Steven's having some sort of spastic reaction to something.
Yeah, it is a fly. I'm just trying to get
So
it.
we're in the process of heading over to the mechanic now to see what problems have arisen. And we left Hugo back at the trailer with the air conditioner on, so he'll be nice and cool. So we will find out more momentarily what's going to happen next.
We made it to Backwards Mechanics. They're going to be super kind. Take a look at the Jeep for us. We already dropped by the campground, as Gina mentioned. Left the trailer there to make things easier for them. So we made it back to the campground, and that was because the very nice mechanic actually drove us here himself.
Yes, because obviously there's something wrong with our car. So stay tuned tomorrow to find out what's wrong with our car. But tomorrow's going to be a good day. We're heading up to Colorado, finally going to be able to see Ethan. We're really excited about it. And so don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that bell so that you can see what we're doing from day to day.
See ya.